Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the Decal class. I'm gonna introduce you guys about the Cricut Explore Air 2. I'm gonna tell you the basic tools that you'll need and the materials that you might need to get this started, and I will also guide you how to use the design space that is made from the Cricut company. So there is these tools here. And this one right here, it's called a spatula, where you just scrape stuff. It's kind of like you just think of it when you're baking. So that's the spatula. Here is the tweezer. I don't know if you can see that. This thing here, it's very sharp. Both of these are actually very sharp. So if like little kids are actually using it, I would recommend that parents or an adult help them with this. Is this one here is called a weeder, and then this is the tweezer. See? And then it comes also with a scissor, and the scissor has a protective cover, and it's also sharp. And then we also have the scraper. The main tool that you might be using is the mat. This mat will hold cardstock, fabric, vinyls. And today we're going to be working on vinyls to make some decals. We have vinyls, some vinyls here. And we also have a transfer tape. And I do recommend that the transfer tape and some materials that you can get, I prefer to go online on Amazon to purchase these, because if you were to go to Joann's or the Cricut website or Michael's, you'll be spending more on a smaller quantity versus Amazon. You get bulk size for the same amount at the store. Okay. So here's the machine. Okay. To open the machine, you'll have to press the open button here. So once you open up the machine, there's another button here. It says power. And then there's this knob. And the knobs will translate like what materials you're going to be cutting. And then this button here is called unload and unload. And then this C looking is actually when to cut, and that's the pause button. Okay. And then on here, so as you can see, there's an A and a B. So the A is where you can actually put a score stick or markers. And then the B is actually where the blade is supposed to be located. So I will show you an example of how to install the blade or the markers. Okay, so here's the marker that Cricut provided. So you want to unlatch this. You want to unlatch that A section here, and then you want to go insert. Make sure the arrow that you see here is facing you. And when you insert something, you have to actually hold on to this latch and then just press it down and you will hear a click. Okay, and then lock it up. Okay, and then same for this side. If you were to use like a deeper or a heavy material, you might want to use a deeper blade. So this one is actually a standard blade housing. And the blade is already in here. I can pull it out for you. There you go. It's very sharp, and you, like I said, I recommend that kids, their parents or an adult handles it. But it should be already installed into the machine when you first purchase it. So just lock that up, and then we can get started on like how to design on our design space. With the design space, you can actually use the design space on your phone, like I have here on my phone. I can go there, click on there, and then I can start my new project. Or if you guys have a tablet or an iPad, you guys can actually use it on your tablet or on your laptop. So you can use it whichever, however you want to use it from. I prefer like the iPad. I use my iPad a lot. And sometimes when I'm at work, I just like to like drool on something. So then I'll just use my phone and then I'll just design whatever and I'll save it to my iClouds or the clouds on there so that when I come home, I can actually cut it or make my design. And then for the laptop, we're gonna use it from the laptop today because I know most of uh, us have laptops or computers at home. So if you are planning to have or purchase a machine in the future, I do recommend to either you could do the annually subscription or like the monthly. And on here, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the design space. So my design space will look like this on the laptop or the computer. Okay. And these are the options that you can actually do. There's templates that you can actually cut depending on what you want. There's projects that people post and make and that you actually can like select and maybe make it also. And then there's images. This is the images that I subscribe to. They have over like 100,000 images that you can actually load onto your design space. Or you also have text. And the text, you have lots of like different kind. And you can also download text like from websites and stuff and save it to your computer and then load it up to the design space also. There's shapes and there's also uploads. And these are majority of my uploads that I did recently. Okay. So we're gonna go and let's see. So we can go to the search engine in Cricut and you'll type in star. And they have different kind of stars like ta-da. um you can decide which stars you want to do. There's a lot of different kind, like people that uploads and create and stuff. So yeah, let's do one. Let's try this one. So then you would select the image what you want to use or cut, and then you would go down here down below. It says insert image, and then you would unload it. It will populate it to the design space, and you will decide like, okay, how big do you want the star to be? Do you want it to be a small size or a big size? But then you have to actually know what size is in inches. So on here, it shows like if you were to go here, it'll show you like right now the star is 3.48 and then 3 inches. So this is actually the width and then that's the height. If you wanted to, you can actually use the mouse and then drag this here, these two arrows down to enlarge it or decrease the size. Or you can actually go up here where it says size and change the size from there. So let's see if we can make it to 4 by 5. Okay. So this is how it looks like when it's when you enter a number. But if you want it to be exact a 4 by 5, I suggest that you go to the left-hand corner bottom side here and unlock that so that you can go up to the size insert area and then enter the actual size of 4 by 5. Okay. So here is my picture of the star. And to be exact, it's actually a 4 across and then 5 from down up to down. And I had to unlock so that I can get a precise the right size I wanted. I'll lock it back in and then I'll create a hit make on the right hand corner. Okay. I'm going to go back so I can change the color of the background so that you guys can see what I'm going to be cutting. Okay. So that's going to be the start of what I wanted. Okay. So as right now, I need to load in my mat and the material I wanted to cut. So today I'm going to cut the vinyl. So I need to load in the vinyl onto the mat. The mat has a clear protected. So you want to peel that off. Put it onto like a clean surface so that when you put the clear protected back to the mat, you don't want to collect any kind of dust or anything like that. Okay, so here's my mat and then here's my vinyl. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and like lay it out on here. And you want it to line up. Okay, and with the vinyl, you can see a lot of bubbles on here. So you actually want to scrape out like all the bubbles. Make sure it's flat. Okay. And now we're ready to load. So I will go insert here, hold on to it, and press the unload and load button. Okay. And you want to change the knobs to vinyl. Okay. So you see the knobs has like paper, vinyl, iron on. Iron on is also a vinyl, but the iron on is only for vinyls that you can iron to like a fabric, a shirt, sweatshirt, a beanie, a blanket. And there's light cardstock, cardstock, bonnet fabric, and poster board. Okay, so we're gonna go to vinyl, and then we're gonna come to our design space, and the design space is already loaded. Okay, so then we're gonna hit continue right on the right hand corner here. That one, the one in gray is actually canceled, so you don't want to cancel it. You actually want to create this. You want to cut this star here. So we're gonna hit continue, and this section here will pop up. So you want to actually make sure that the connect machine, it says air to USB or Bluetooth. The machine is actually Bluetooth and USB, but if you have a weak internet, please plug in the USB. Okay, so then the material, it shows here like it's vinyl. So every time you turn the knob to like cardstock, up here it will show that it's cardstock or light cardstock or iron on and sort of. And then it tells you like what tool to load in. But since we already have like the pointed blade on the B section, so we're gonna go ahead and press go. So when it says it's go on the machine, it'll create this light will blink up. So I'm gonna hit that button there. And then your screen should look like this when it's cutting. And I'll tell you like when it's done. So we're just gonna wait, and then it's almost done. You can't really see it yet, but it's right there. So it's done. So then now we're gonna unload. We're gonna unload, and then we're gonna come over here, and we're gonna weed it out. I like to start from the corner. Okay. And then you can use this part if you like. You can use it on your phone. You know, if you don't want to throw this part away, you can actually reuse it. So there's your part. Okay. And then this is the transfer tape that I was showing you guys earlier. So I just need to cut a small piece, measure or kind of measure what I'm going to be cutting. I recommend that you can reuse the transfer tape also. Like if I was to make maybe like 10 of these, 10 of the stars, I recommend reusing the transfer tape. No need to waste more. Okay. So let's see, how much do I need to be cut here? So that part. I cut it only in like a small portion of it because I only need that much. So there's 2 layers. If I can peel it off. So I like to get the grid transfer tape. There's also transfer tape that is just plain. I like to use the grid more because it will tell me like where I need to line up when I'm transferring it to my product. And there's a backing also. So you want to peel off the backing. So when you peel off the backing, it looks like this, just, you know, plain. And I will line it up to the star. Okay. And then you also want to scrape it. Okay, make sure that you scrape it so well that the vinyl is on the transfer tape. Okay. Go to like one of the corners, and then you will want to like peel off your image. Okay. And make sure you peel it slowly because sometimes the vinyls will not be intact with the transfer tape. So make sure you just peel it off slowly. Voila. So you got yourself a vinyl on a transfer tape. So I'm gonna go to over here. This is my iPad. Let's move this stuff out. I'm gonna go to my iPad. And then let's see, where should I put this? Maybe like in the middle of the, have the apple symbol in the middle and line it up. Okay, so it looks like that. There you go. Okay, that's actually a big star. So you would scrape it Just like how you scrape it to the transfer tape. Yeah. Scrape it. Okay. Scrape it good until like you know that it's probably on tack to your iPad or whatever product that you're gonna be using. And then you want to peel off from whatever corner. Okay. And when you peel off, it's extremely like sticky to your product. So you want to peel it slowly. There you go. And then with this transfer tape, like I said, you can throw it away, but if you have more project coming up, I would just go ahead and just take the backing that you use and then place it back, and then maybe you can reuse it for later. See? There's no waste. There's no waste. So that's my final product, the star that we created. I made what's called a frame earlier during Ramadan, before Ramadan. So I made this. Okay. The backing is actually a cardstock that I got from Daiso. And I cut out the image actually on Cricut. You can make anything. So I found this image on their design space. So I was able to make this frame, and I put it. It was actually a vinyl, and I put it onto a cardstock that I got from Daiso, which is, you can get a stack of those for like $1.50. And I cut the paper according to the frame size. And also last night we were able to make we did like a trial, and we were able to make Rusilla a laptop vinyls. If you want to do your own logo, I recommend you to design it onto like some kind of like a Word document, or like for my iPad, I use Procreate, and it's this software here, and I save it to the clouds. And then once I'm done saving that to my clouds, I actually go to the Cricut and I'll upload it through there. So like here, like I go to my upload and it'll tell me like, from where. So I think browse files. Oh wait, we went through this yesterday, huh? So I already have some stuff on here on my home section, like this one here. I was gonna make this for my sister and my uncle. It says work hard, nap harder, and medical coder. So I was gonna like customize it, and then depending on what I want, I was planning to put this onto a shirt actually. So if you were to do it on a shirt, you actually need to purchase like the iron-on vinyls, and you have to do the same process with the transfer tape. With the vinyls iron-on, they already have a plastic, a protector. So you just go ahead and cut it, same process, and just change the knobs to iron-on.